Welcome back, everybody. This is day 9. Today we are focusing on the ankles and the toes. So go ahead and find a wall or a sturdy object next to you because we're going through flexion, extension, eversion, and inversion of the ankle. So we're going to begin with just nice and easy flexion or dorsiflexion. You would know this. So we're going to bring the foot forward and we're going to just lift our toes a couple of times. I'm going to go with 10 on each side. So let's go ahead and do those, and then we're moving on to our next exercise. Now we're going to start going into eversion. So we're rolling the foot outside, bringing that bottom of the foot or the sole of the foot towards the midline or towards the inside of the body. We're going to do about 10 of these. Don't put too much pressure, but make sure that your knee and your hip are straight. Don't bend at this point. Once you're done 10, we're going to go towards the inside. So you're going to be rolling your foot towards the inside, kind of making your big toe your pivoting point. Once you get those 10, we're going to take a step forward and we're just going to press on the gas here. We're going to do a couple of calf raises. That is helping us with the extension of the ankle. So this is from a different point of view. We're doing 10 again. This time we're going to be holding for about a second. I want you to really feel that contraction. And we're going to do every range of motion again, 10 to each range of motion. So here we have dorsiflexion. We're going to go to the other side and do dorsiflexion again. So let's go ahead and do that. Notice how I am bringing my toes into dorsiflexion as well. I'm trying not to tilt. I'm trying to keep my knee straight and my hip straight, but obviously my left ankle is giving me a little bit more trouble. So this is where I'm putting a little bit more effort myself. We're going into eversion, so rolling the foot outwards. Now this time I'm taking half a step forward while I'm in eversion, so I am loading those ligaments on the outside. It is okay to start loading these, just don't overload it. If you have instability, just take your time going through this motion. We're going to move into the other leg. So this one, I actually don't have ligaments on this ankle, so I'm a little bit more careful coming onto my left foot. So if you have any injuries to the ankles, be wary, be cautious, and just move through your range of motion. Again, I am trying to step into my foot, so loading those areas. Here we're going to be working on loading the tendons and the ligaments on the outside of the ankle. Now we're going to get into a lunge position. Here is where the fun happens. We're going to get into a dorsiflexion position and we're going to bring our knees forward just over our toes. You're going to start contracting that anterior tibialis, and as you lean back, your foot is also going to come with it. The goal is to bring that tibias, which is your lower leg, with your foot at the same time and reduce the angle between them. It's a little challenging, but it's doable. And we're cleaning up these ranges of motion. We're loading for 5 seconds and then pulling. So there we go. Bring those toes up. This is an active contraction. I'm going to assist myself a little bit here. So we are working on dorsiflexion at this moment. Now the back leg is relaxed, so make sure you're not doing anything with the back leg. Here we go on the other side. Knees is coming past the toes. It's perfect. Coming back, leaning back. I am squeezing the my anterior leg so that my toes come up with my leg. So here we go. Come back up. Good. Nice. Good, leaning a little bit forward. My right leg moves a little bit better, so there's a little bit more range of motion. You can see my heel is still on the ground, and I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on the left side. I'm gonna give it a little bit of pull, and that's about it. Back in the standing position, we are going to load the outside of the foot. So this is both feet together, rolling to the outside, holding for 10 seconds at a time, and then we are switching sides. So we're gonna go from the left side to the right side and back twice. Again, be a little cautious on the ankles that you have injured in the past. Take your time through these motions and load as you need to. If you need to be next to a wall or have a chair right next to you so you can gauge the load on your feet, that's totally fine. A little bit of time, we get better. Once we're done with these, we are going back on the ground into a lunge position. This time we're going to be working on the back foot. Notice that I am loading my big toe and I am actively pressing against the floor with my big toe. This is activating the feet. This is activating the muscles of the bottom of the foot. And then I'm going to relax and I'm going to lean back on it and sit on my ankle as best as I can. Now, be cautious. If you don't have the range of motion here, stop where you feel comfortable and just load a little bit at a time. If you need a pad for your knee, go ahead and grab one. It can get pretty uncomfortable since we're holding for about 10 seconds. We're doing this 3 times on each leg, and then we're moving on to our next exercise. Again, try to just sit to your own comfort. I have to move my hips a little bit and I have to change my position in order to be able to get all the way down to my heel. I'm switching sides now, and I am still loading the bottom of my foot by pressing that big toe into the floor. Now I have a little bit more extension on my left side here, so I'm able to sit a little bit further back. This is from an old wrestling injury. The goal is to get the front of the foot as flush with the floor. It's okay if you are not there. The big goal as well here is to get the bottom of the foot active. If you're dealing with plantar fasciitis or if you're dealing with pain at the bottom of the foot, this exercise is money. Nice and easy. As you can see, I am holding on to my barbell rack. So if you are working with a chair, you're more than welcome to use the chair as support as well. Moving on to our calf raises. I'm gonna go stand next to the wall and I'm gonna assist myself with the wall. So hands are on the wall and I am just really going to come up on my toes and nice and easy on the way down. Take your time here You don't want to spend too much time at the top. We are loading the descending portion. So take your time coming back down every single repetition. Now, if you are feeling pretty comfortable with a double leg calf raise, bringing it down nice and easy, we are going to move to single leg calf raises. Now, as you can see on the video, what I am moving is my knee. My knee is going towards the wall, and therefore I create a heel raise. We are doing these because we're working on the motion of our toe extensors and our toe flexors. Now, I have a little bit more trouble with the left, so I assist myself by bringing my right leg down and just going through the motion right now. If you feel pretty comfortable with both sides, keep the opposite leg elevated and load the leg that you're working with. Now we're only doing 10 repetitions of those. That is the second set. So if you are comfortable doing your calf raises, just do 2 sets of 10 repetitions. Now we're going to work on the extension portion now. So we're just going to sit back on our heels as best as possible. Now, if you're not able to get into this position, you can open up your knees or switch your stance slightly. Keep your heels under your glute as best as possible so that you can sit as far back as you possibly can. Make sure that this is not uncomfortable in your knees. So if you need a pad underneath your knees, or if you need a small pillow right underneath your glutes, go for it. Use one, and the goal is to use a smaller pillow in the future or no pillow at all. We are holding this position for 20 seconds. If you're able to hold it for 20 seconds and are comfortable here, you're able to continue holding. But if you're not, go ahead and take a break and then come back for another set of 20 seconds. Now, if you feel pretty comfortable, bring your heels as close as you can and keep your knees as close as you can as well. Again, we are holding for about 20 seconds. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and go for 30 seconds. Moving on to our finishers. Now we're going to be working on just passive mobility. So get on the floor, grab your foot, and just take them into eversion and inversion and hold this position for about 10 to 15 seconds. Put a little effort and twist your own ankle. Now once you're done, block the middle of your foot, grab the toes, and roll them across each other. This is promoting better range of motion and better mobility at the big toes. And then finally, we're going to finish with flexion and extension of those digits. So just grab all of them, and you're going to be taking them through flexion and extension. Now, there is no 10 or 15 here. The more you do it, the better. So I'm typically going for about 10 to 12 passes on each side, and I would recommend for everybody to do it about 2 to 3 times. Now, because we are running out of time, I'm just going to go through it once. So make sure that you guys pause, rewind if you need to. But again, we're going through eversion and inversion, rotation of the metatarsals, and then flexion and extension of the digits. Now, I will see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy the weekend.